Welcome everyone, welcome to the new Fortress Forums. My name is Lucas, and what we're going to talk about today, it's really exciting. It's the new terminal, face recognition terminal with temperature screening. I have the terminal with me here, so I'm just going to show you. Hopefully I won't break the cables, so just bear with me. There you go, that's our terminal. Like you see, if you remember from the first training, there was a terminal almost identical to the one we have here. It's just without the temperature screening camera. We have the terminal camera inside here on the top, a nice housing, all embedded in one. So it's really nice, cool looking. So at the back of the unit, just the typical, the usual, the power 12 volts DC. If you can see it here, all right, and the relay inputs and outputs, the lock, just like a typical access control. So the unit itself, I'm just going to put it back here for the moment. So the unit itself, it is access control unit, so it will pick up the face if the face does match the database, obviously, but also will do the temperature screening if you need to. Or it can just work as a temperature screen only, standalone device just at the entrance. It will work between 0.3 to 2 meters distance. That's the range of the detection zone that will pick it up the face. What else you have there? That's actually the fast temperature screening, so that's one of the options. The other option is the actual access control, where you can enroll up to 50,000 faces. So you can have the library huge as 50,000 faces if you need to. As well as the 50,000 cards and 100,000 of the events. So it will log all the events, historical events, like 100,000 of them. As the suggested height for installation height for this unit would be about 1.4 to 1.9 meters. We've been testing this unit on 1.4, 1.5, and I would say that's the best installation height if you're looking for installing this type of the unit at the reception or at the desk, maybe, or maybe at the front door. 1.5, 1.5 would be perfect for this. So the camera is wide enough to pick up a bit taller or persons as well. So there's no problem of doing it. Like as I mentioned before, it's a temperature screening camera. So at the back of the access control unit, you have this capacity of locking the door if someone has a high temperature. So there's an optional, you can turn it on and off this option. The temperature will come up on the screen itself. I'm going to show you that in a second. As well as in the case if you're using that as an access control, you can open the door if as I said, if the face does match your database. If the temperature is too high, you can lock the door straight away, so it won't open, in other words. You can use the software application. It's the IVMS 4200 AC access control software, which I found the best to work with. It will come up with the alarm notification on that software. I will show you that as well. As well as it will come up on the unit itself. The alarm output will trigger. So I have this lights connected here. So when the alarm's too high, the temperature is too high, the lights start flashing, for example. And the unit itself, it's also compatible with the weekend protocol, so you can connect it with the third-party access control if you need to. So it's quite powerful. I've been testing a few other units like this, not the Hikvision, and this Hikvision so far is just beating them all together. It's more complex unit. It can do much more. It's not just a simple standalone device. You can group them together. You can have multiple entrance doors connected to one group and just enroll all the faces and control all the units from the IVMS 4200 software. So what else it can do? As I said, there's a touch screen, 7-inch touch screen on this unit. 50,000 faces. Has a reader if you don't like to use the face detection for your members of staff or whoever's going to be using it. You can use the MiFi cards. Card reading distance is from up to 5 centimeters, so they don't even have to touch the reader at the bottom of it. They can just slide it slightly and come up closer with the card, and that will authenticate them as well. You can have different types of authentications if you need to. You can have the face or card, or you can have them all together if you need to, and then temperature on the top of it. As I said, there's a 12 volts DC, 2 amps power supply will be sufficient to power this unit. It's not IP rated, it's not designed to work outdoor because of the temperature screening camera. So you need to have it somewhere in the lobby or the reception, or maybe behind the double door, where you can use that unit. The unit itself, I can't remember if I told about the size of the unit before. I'm just going to show you how it looks like actually on the video right now, so just bear with me here. Just going to show you the unit. So here you go, and like you see here, this is the unit itself. You probably see the reflection of myself here, so I'm just going to come closer here. I set the temperature, don't worry, I don't have the high temperature. I set the temperature alarm to 35 degrees, so that's why it says abnormal temperature. And like you see here, it's picking up every single time quite quickly, even if I'm farther away. As soon as I'm in the range and the zone of this unit, it will pick me up. So like you see here, there's a few cables there at the back. That's grand. You can authenticate, as I said, with the face, with the number, or any other option there available. So if you have the QR code, for example, you can share the QR code with whoever needs to access this unit. So I will show maybe the settings of the unit now. How does it actually look like and how we can use it. So just going to show you the IVMS 4200. So this is our IVMS 4200 software. So in IVMS 4200 you can see it's really simple, friendly, user-friendly GUI you have here. On the right hand side there's a device management, just like in a regular IVMS 4200. I have this unit already added to the software, so you can see that's the exact model number, and this is the unit that is online here. So when you go to the remote configuration, you can see there's a model number, the firmware on this unit. That's the most recent one. You can check the Hikvision portal for the latest firmware if you need to. The user, that's typical setup for this type of the device. Network settings again. I'll say the most important setting here would be others. Like in IVMS 4200 and the simple IVMS 4200, you won't see that option, or you will need to log in locally to the unit to actually to see other options like fast temperature measurement, which makes this unit just a standalone temperature screening device, or if you like to open a door or not and set the temperature if you need to. There's also the message to remind about wearing the mask if that's what you need to do on site, or must wear the mask, so it will actually announce the message. Audio prompt, so if the temperature is too high it will actually trigger the audible warning. So we can just give it a go now. So you can hear there's just abnormal temperature, simple as that. So if you have the unit enabled for the fast temperature measurement, it will only work as the temperature screening standalone device, as I mentioned before. If you have that option unchecked, then you change that unit settings into an access point. So you can enroll the faces, you can enroll the whole database to this unit up to 50,000 faces if you need to. What else we have there? You have the face recognition terminal settings. Most of those settings they're good by default, so you don't have to change anything here. The video parameters, that's what you have here, and audio input and output. If you like to increase the volume, I can just slightly increase the volume just for a moment and go to others back again, and just in case if you didn't hear the message.
At normal temperature.
I hope that was a bit clearer there now. So if the temperature is too high, you can lock the door. You don't have to open the door if you don't want to, or you can just leave it as a temperature screening, and it's not going to do anything if it is not connected to the door. It comes up on the screen that the temperature is abnormal. That's all. There's also status of the relays, so you can see if the relay is working. You can test it by just checking the box here and click enable, and it will open the relay and close the relay for 5 seconds. In this case, I have it set to. So this option is also available on the unit itself when you log into it, but you don't have to. If you have multiple units, you don't need to go to each individual unit and enable the access control option on this unit. You can just log it in via the software. So once we're in the software, we have this unit enrolled to our software. We can see this. It's online. That's a group. That's all the listed devices you have here. It's just an access point, and also you have the events configuration. Event configuration, you can see there's lots of different like an access control events that you can look into it, and you can make them pop up on the screen if you need to, or just been listed in the log. The same with an account management. That's actually for the software. So if we go back to the main page, I have to go to the person. I create the site called Fortis, and I enroll myself to the system. So if I double click, you can see it's the third-party pictures. It doesn't have to be the actual picture taken from the unit. You can do it if you like, or you can just enroll any other picture from like already been taken before by the different device. As I said, you can enroll the cards. Fingerprints doesn't apply here. Access control, the typical access control, you can mark this user as a visitor. You can add it to the blacklist if you have somebody that you need to be blacklisted. You can assign a PIN code, as well as if you have the intercom system integrated with this access control, you can assign one of the indoor stations, and some additional information about the user. All right, so once I can create one for you, just test user and enroll the face here. So you can see here I can remotely connect my unit to my terminal. I just need to stand up on the front of it, and it will pick up my face. Here you go. Or I can just go ahead. I'm just going to do it again here. I just can upload this this picture from third-party device. So I can just go to my pictures, faces there. There you go, and that's the face. And again, you just need to create the username and a remark if you need to, and just click the add button. Once we have the two users here now, we just need to go to the main page back again and go to access control. In access control, we go to authentication, and we need to create the access group, which I've done already. So in an access group, you just double click, and like you see here in the Fortis group, you have two users, only one is selected. So I'm just going to select the second one and enroll the second one to the door station, which is the terminal itself. So now I just need to apply all those changes. There you go, and 100% applied. So I have two users there now, about 4,900 available there to enroll. I can also see what happened with this unit. I can go to different types of authentication and how's the device going to authenticate for me if you need to. If there would be a card, it would be a face and card, or any other options like you have it here listed on the right hand side. So it doesn't always have to be the face, that's what I'm trying to say. It can be only a card or the pin number, but I would say the card would be more preferable. As always, you have all the options for the access control, so we're not going to go into details of the access control itself. And the video intercom, that's again another option there to cover. So once we have it connected, we have the users enrolled to our system, we can go to Event Center. In the Event Center, I'm just going to clear, or maybe just going to leave it as it is for now. I'm just going to highlight only those with the temperature screening. So I'm just going to screen myself here again. So there is the temperature. You see for name Luke, it's 36.3. If the temperature is abnormal or not, it will come up on your IVMS 4200 AC software. And if you like to have the alarm pop-up message, and it's really basic alarm, I would say, so you can have a look and see how does it look like. So that's the abnormal temperature. So this is the first version of the software, so I would say that's why this this alarm is just simple kind of text. It doesn't show you any snapshot, but you can always go to the log and actually see the snapshot. You can see the pictures of who has been scanned in the past. So if you don't like to have that option popping out, you just don't check the box here. As well, you can use the audible warning. You can upload your audible warning yourself to your IVMS software, any kind of WAV file you need. Also, you can go to the event search, and you can just select an access control unit and select that door, and the first reader will do, and just focus on the high priority cases, which is the temperature screen in this case. I'm just going to search for it, and again you can see every single time it's picking up the face, and it's also going to show you the actual face from the database in this case, and you can export 3 pictures if you need to. You can select them all, you can select individual case and export it as a log. So it will create the Excel spreadsheet with all information listed for you as well, with each individual, what time they've been checked, scanned, and what's the temperature. So what else we have here? Because if this is the access control unit, it will also work as time and attendance. So we can use this this unit to work your way for the time and attendance, and see how many people got into work today, and if they actually at work, or you can work away the payroll. So you can see here, I just checked in here. You can just search for it. You can do the calculation for the exact check-in and check-out. So usually the most important information will be what time they checked in and what time they checked out. You have the shifts, so you can change those shifts. If you need to different departments, you can create multiple departments with the different shifts. Once you have them done, you can create a report. So the most popular would be start and end time report. So you can just select that and select the company for the exact date. So I can just start from yesterday and today and see the report. And this is the report, like you see here, what time I checked in, what time I checked out, and that will be the crucial information for the payroll department to process the payroll. So once we have the unit connected, as I said, it's really simple to use. Once it's out of the box, it's really standalone device, temperature screening. The only thing you need to do is just enable the password, just activate the unit with the password. That's pretty much all you need to do. I'm just going to show you the more advanced settings of the unit itself. So just bear with me for 1 second. Just going to log into that unit now. So if you like to go to more advanced settings of the unit, we just need to press and hold on the top left hand side. It's going to ask you for your password, so I'm just going to type in my password here. There you go. So in this case, we just need to go to the temperature. This is the page I showed you before on the unit in the IVMS software. I might just zoom in slightly, just so you can see it more clear. There you go. So you can set the temperature, you can set the alarm temperature threshold, but the minimum temperature and the maximum temperature, if the door will open or not. If you set the temperature and measurement only, that's actually by default this option is enabled. So this unit will work as a standalone temperature screening device, and the temperature will only show on the screen, but also will show in the IVMS software as just the readings of the temperature, just like I show you in the log. Once you uncheck that box, but you can also turn that option off in the IVMS software, it will work as access control as well. You can calibrate the area settings, the back body, black body if you have one. You can apply the settings here if you need to make it more accurate. It's 0.5 accuracy, by the way. So if I like to go back, and the other very important option is the system settings. In the system settings, you have the kind of intercom layout of what is the community number, building number, if you need to use it as an intercom as well. You can set the voice volume and the voice prompt. You can enable that locally as well if you need to. But we just go to the face picture, and in the face picture you can see there's a face with the mask detection. You can enable that option here as well. And if you must wear the mask, or you just set up the reminder to wear the mask. So if I set the reminder, it will just gonna come up with this icon on the bottom of the page. I know if you notice there, for a split of the seconds it comes up with an icon there. I'm just gonna wait for the unit to go dissolve, and here you go. You see on the bottom of the page there was like a symbol of the mask for a moment, for a second. So I'm just gonna go back here again and just enter the password. So also you have other options like the time and attendance settings if you need to, but I prefer to go in and change those in IVMS software. The log, the access control settings if you need to, what type of the authentication you like to use, and the user settings. Any user has been enrolled to the system in the access control will be displayed here as well, so you can see the details. Face picture, you can take the face picture again to correct if you need to replace the one that's currently there. The communication, you have the vegan if you need to integrate that with a third-party access control. I know that one of our customers actually tested already with the ACT. The information is just the general information, how many users has been enrolled, how many left there, and so on. And the data itself, you can delete factory default or restart to default settings locally if you need to as well. So all the options are here, but also in IVMS 4200. So if you have multiple points around the block, you don't need to go to each individual one. You can just use the IVMS 4200 to actually change the settings. Especially that temperature settings, which, as I said before, out of the box it comes up as the temperature measurement only, so that's the fast measurement check only, so it doesn't work as access control. it only works as a temperature measurement. So I can just enable that for a moment so you can see how's it working as a simple temperature screening device. I also enabled the voice prompt. There you go. Go back here.
At normal temperature.
So you see my name is not displayed anymore at the bottom of the page, but it will notify you with the information about the temperature.
At normal temperature. At normal temperature.
Like deployment of this unit is really straightforward. The only thing at the beginning is just enter the password, your own password, and then it's ready to rock and roll. Unless you like to set up the access control as well. So I'm just going to put it back to an access control mode and make sure to check the box here to enable that. I'm going to turn off that voice prompt, and here you go. If you have any questions, by the way, you can chat on the right hand side. You can type it in, whatever questions you have there. As I said, also this video, it will be all available on this channel, so you can look into it later on. So I'm not sure if you've seen the video about this unit, so I'm just going to play the quick video for you, so just to have a look. And okay, so like you see here, you can get the stand for it as well. The stand it's a quite high stand, but also you have they have two stands actually. You have the stand stick, and you also have this kind of desk mount bracket for it as well, that you can put at the front of the reception desk or so. Like I said, no, the unit is really simple. Like you see, to set up all the events, all the options are in IVMS 4200. Unfortunately, it doesn't send an email just yet, like the temperature screening camera, the other system I showed you before. So if you're looking at a system that is sending emails, this system doesn't do it just yet. We have an information that by the end of next month, there will be a new firmware update that will actually fix that. It will add this feature to this unit. So currently, you have, like I show you here in a second again, you currently have the event center and pop-up messages every time someone will be scanned or screened basically on the front of this unit. So if that's what you're looking for, just the temperature screening with additional access control, I mean, it's brilliant. It's really straightforward, out of the box working without any issues whatsoever. The recommended software, as I said, it's IVMS 4200 AC version. If you just use the IVMS 4200 for the temperature screening, it will work. The only thing is, the only difference is it won't come up just yet with this pop-up message. But anyway, not you're losing too much, because the pop-up message when you go on the front of the unit, like you see, is not much currently. But that will change. I know I have the information from the Hikvision, that will change soon as well. So I'm just going to show you quickly the report, maybe how does the report look like. So I'm just going to export whatever I have selected. So you can see you can export the log only, or only a picture, or both if you need to. So if I export the log, I'm just going to save it somewhere on my desktop. And just export that. That's exported already. That was quick. So that's log. Here you go. So there it is. Very simple log. So you have the information about every person been scanned. The same information you could find on the website, in IVMS software. The temperature, abnormal or yes or not. In this case, I have no abnormal because I lowered down the temperature threshold to 35 degrees. Event time, the event source, which is the reader, the first reader of this device, and what else you have there, the direction. So they entered. So you can select if you have the multiple terminals, you can select them in IVMS software. Actually, if that device is going to be just a check-in point or check-out, or both if you need to. So that can be amended in the IVMS software. Just going to say here. So back to the log here, current phase and priority. So you can change the priority of each event by just going to the maintenance and management. You can see there's an event configuration for access point, and you can change the priority for each event. So I changed the priority for face authentication. I just put it as a high. So when I go to my event center, I can filter off all the events that they're not really as important as the temperature screening. So I'm focused only on those that I'm worried about, or the security guard would be looking at. So you can filter off any other events. So like you see here, if I go with the door open and lock, you don't need to really look at them. I can just filter off whatever I just need to have on the screen. Obviously the terminal can be recorded on the recorder. It's just a simple stream by using the IP address and the port number, which is 8000 by default. That will record as a regular camera. The terminal image won't be recorded. You can't retrieve the second stream of this unit. It's just in the background of the unit itself. It's only for calibration and temperature screening. So you can't record that stream, unfortunately. But yeah, all the information, all the information will be stored in the unit, so you can always pull the information from the unit, like the log you see on the front. So I'm just going to look at the questions. Alright, so yes, they're landing on Tuesday actually. Brian has just answered the question there. So because if you watch this video, you're also going to get some discount. Just ring our sales manager, your sales manager, to get you the price on it and book them before they are gone, because I know there's a huge interest into them. They'll be gone really soon. If you don't book them booked one, or if you already know, they might be booked out already. So be quick. If you have any more questions, you can call me on my mobile number or email me if you need to. All the information is in that email that has been sent with the ticket. As I said, this webinar will be also available later on that Fortis Forum channel, so you can go back to this anytime and have a look in the settings again if you need to, or as I said, you can just ask me a question directly via email. So thank you very much again for another webinar I have with you. There's another surprise I have for the next week, just a tiny one, but still cool for these days with the whole COVID and everything else. I have something for you that might be useful on any kind of site that is open to public. So you see them outside next week, and there will be more coming in as usual. And this week we have the basic one on Tuesday, so 2 in 1 week. That's something extraordinary. So hopefully I'm gonna keep up with at least 1 a week now. So I'll see you soon, and thank you very much. Enjoy the weekend. It's gonna be really hot this weekend. I'm already boiling hot in this office, home office again. So take care, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and be in touch and rings ourselves, guys, and get the price of them. And so take it, talk to you, and see you soon. All right, good luck.